Hi boys and girls. Today we're going to be taking another look at picture graphs. And while we're looking at picture graphs, we're going to be comparing data. When we compare, we look at the similarities and the differences. And remember, data is information. We are going to start in lesson 18, session 3, on page 411. So you can get your math book or math packet now and turn to page 411. You look at the picture graph while I read the problem to you. Children tell what pets they have. They make a picture graph with the data. How many have dogs or cats? Okay, there's a big section on the bottom that says try it. It's your job to figure out how many have dogs or cats. How are you going to do that? Pause me now and try it. All right, are you back? Great. Well, if you look, it looks like in the cat category, there are 4 smiley faces. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it looks like, I'll put a C for cat, and it looks like in the dog category, there are 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if they say, how many have dogs or cats? Well, that's an addition problem. So we could write 4 plus 7. 4 plus 7. And you know all the ways to figure out 4 plus 7. So once you figure it out, your answer would be 11. Great. Now, if you look at page 412, I want you to see if what you did looks like what they did on the page. They counted out the dogs and cats. They put numbers on the smiley faces to figure out how many there were. If you did that, great. If you just knew, maybe by subitizing, then that's awesome too. And then down bottom, it shows you the addition problem that we wrote. So I wonder, how many of you did it this way? And how many of you did it a different way, but still got the same answer? Because different ways are good. All right, let's turn to page 413. That's 413. And number 1 under connected says, how is your way like model it? How is it different? Well, we just talked about that. But number 2 says, what other questions can you ask about the data? What answers can you find? Well, there are so many different questions you can ask when looking at a bunch of information or data, especially if it's organized in a graph. So, let's skip down to number 3 because number 3 has a question. It says, how many children have a bird, dog, or cat? But then there are just blank lines and addition symbols. So this lets me know that I am going to have to fill in the missing addends. And I'm going to be using my picture graph back on page 411 to help me. So I'm going to reread the question. How many children have a bird, dog, or cat? Well, I know that 4 kids have a cat, so I'm going to put that there. I know that 7 kids have a dog, so I'm going to put that there. And I can see that 2 children have a bird, so I'll put that there. And you could even use your knowledge from 4 plus 7 that we already did, which was, yep, you're right, 11. And then you can add 2 to that. If you need to get your number lines to help you or objects, that's fine. But let's just count up together. 11, 12, 13. So my answer would be 13. Well, that was kind of fun to put in those missing addends and figure that out. Let's look at question number 4. And again, we're on page 413. So question number 4 says, how many more children have a dog than a bird. Okay, so missing add-ins again, but this time I see I have a subtraction symbol. And that's good because having more than of something usually means you subtract. So I'm going to read the question again, and then I'll have to turn back to my graph. How many more children have a dog than a bird? Okay, so I just turned back, and I remember that there were 7 dogs and 2 birds. Well, I know in subtraction, the bigger number goes first. So I'll put 7 dogs first, and then 2 birds. And I wonder how many more children have a dog than a bird. Well, I can start at 7 and count back 2. I could even do it on my fingers. If I put up 7 and I take away 2, I have, you're right, 5 left. Awesome. So we've been doing an awesome job filling in these missing add-ins from our picture graph and comparing the data by asking questions. Awesome. So look at page 414. There's a brand new picture graph. Children tell what their favorite weather is, sunny, cloudy, or I think the umbrella means rainy. And then the questions ask things like, how many more sunny weather than cloudy weather? Well, we know how many more is another subtraction problem, and we know that you're going to have to fill in the missing add-ins to figure it out. Remember, in subtraction, bigger number goes first. Number 6 says, how many fewer people like cloudy weather than rainy weather? Well, fewer is another subtraction problem. That's awesome. Remember, bigger number goes first. Number 7 says how many sunny weathers, cloudy weathers, and rainy weathers. Well, since we have lots of ands there, we know that we're going to be putting them together, and there's another add-in because there are 3 categories in that picture graph. Okay, boys and girls, your assignment is to complete page 414 on your own, and then go on and do page 415 and 416. I really hope you enjoyed comparing data with your picture graphs. Have fun!